Hello, hello, hello. This is Sena, your resident DIYer at FlaVR, and I have arrived. Hello, 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 hello. Hi. None of them are theories, you just didn't look into them hard enough. Hello, hello. Oh, before, I guess I wouldn't be a real streamer. Oxide, welcome to the Build-A-Bears. There we go. Still real streamer. Real streamer. Real stream. Real person. Not a voice changer. Local. Hi. Hi. Hello. Oh my god. What the fuck is up? Oh. Alright. You sound sleepy. I'm not. Well, okay. I am, but I'm not. Does that make sense? No, I'm just like not super high energy, but I am. I'm just like trying to pace myself so I don't like blow through yet another PowerPoint. So, hi Sena, ma'am. Hey yo, Sinar. Hello. Quiet bear? Oh, okay. I mean, I can talk. Hold on. I think my game is messed up. It is. There we go. That's better. That's better. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. There we go. I'm at my max. I'll turn down the music. There we go. Hello. Hello. Hola. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Oh. Good luck, Sena. Hopefully this stream will be the best. Conspiracy theories are fun. I hope so. I saw some of the guesses in the Discord. Let's just say, I'm sorry for tapping the mic. I feel like those are a little more surface level, where mine are like, most of my theories and takes, whether they be genuinely how I believe even now, is usually like biblical in some nature or government related. So, yar. Hi Sena, I was surprised seeing you at one of the VNU girls debuts Q&A yesterday. I'm like my mother, alright? I like VTubers. I think I view it from a different area than she does, where it's, for me, I really like VTubers because I like character design and I like seeing, you know, who's behind it, and that's like usually what gets me in. Ooh, excuse me. Whoa. I'm a slut for character designs, and I'm like, oh my god, a new VTuber just dropped. Babe, look, new VTuber just dropped. That's me, so. Time to incorporate some more lore into my belief system. The Conspiracy Depot. You can theorize it. We can help. Yes. Alright. I planted some little Easter eggs throughout the slideshow, just as like a little hee hee ha ha. If you find them, cool. If you don't, cool. I decided not to go as hard as I have in the past because I don't want to scare anybody. I don't want to scare anybody away. Do I belong in a loony bin? No, I think I keep that stuff at bay for the most part. Pretty well. I am among you. I'm amongst you. I live among you. The mask is real. But, you know, sometimes it's fun to take that mask off and reveal the disgusting red raw flesh underneath. Alright. Do go hard. That's why we're here. Okay. Alright. I mean, how hard am I supposed to go? Alright, let me stop. She's among us. She's an among us. Yes. Okay. Alright, what the fuck? I have this music going and it has how much in between of like no sound whatsoever? You freaking flip-flop. Play play, damn you. Now you see why this shit. Now I see why the 10-hour mix exists, because this is too. The whole thing was I was trying to find something that was gonna be, I don't know. I was just trying to find something that was gonna be able to be played, but let's see. Me, I go to my sound settings because I feel like it's too audio stock. This is the thing. Every time I'm like, oh, I should just find like better audio for my streams. I just don't. There we go. Oh, okay, I think that's better. It is Minecraft music, because I'm pretty sure most of Minecraft music is DMCA free. I don't really care about like YouTube ads. I just don't want my stuff taken down. So, yes, it is Minecraft. It is. Because I figured that a lot of the game soundtracks are going to be DMCA free because you play games for streams. So, hi, Donna. Okay. I watched Wendigoon's 10-hour conspiracy video. No stop, go hard. Oh my god. And he's engaged. Oh my god, I'm so happy for him. They're so cute. Oh, like such a. Oh, Wendigoon. Okay. Alright. Why am I nervous? Okay. I'm like, they're gonna see a peek at me and I'm scared. These are, you know, I get to pick and choose what I show you guys, which has been really fun. Of like, oh, they think I'm super, like, just quirky and cute. Now they're gonna be like, she's fucking insane and also a little retarded. What the fuck? Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. Okay. Sena wearing the cursed hat. I am King Bonbon. I don't know what you mean. Cursed? No, I am King Bonbon. Hi, Sena chat. Hi. You come from Pippa's world. Nothing surprises us. Alright. Why and how did she come across all this? It is not a spelling error, or it was intentional. My strange theories. The typeface that was put in for this layout is Gothic. So like if certain letters don't look right, it's not my fault. Don't make your ideas come to life. A Cinnabon project. Okay? This is what we will be covering today. Table of contents. The explanation, my explanation behind all this. Zemun. Terrorism in the US. What the fuck are birds? Nephilims. Secret societies. Time travel / aliens. Flat Earth. And as above, so below. And then we'll wrap up. Okay? Gonna be a whopper of a stream. Hi, new to chat. Hi, number 2 Peter Griffin fan. Who's number 1? Seth MacFarlane? Birds aren't real. The birds are becoming drones. Catholic doctrine. Wow. No. This is Sena doctrine. I am not Catholic. Okay? Alright. Where's the biggest conspiracy theory that everything will be alright in the end? It's something I can't believe in. I'm sorry. Even I have my limits. Sena, have you heard of the box and wrench conspiracy theory? The shape of the tool was derived from a tool found inside of the Roswell crash. Okay. What will this all mean? Beliefs versus reality? I don't believe all of these. At some point I might have believed even some of them. I don't believe all of these. I do believe there are kernels of truth in every one of them though. But I do like all of these. These are like some of my top favorite theories. And you know, if I believe in them, you'll never know. what I want to convey, chat, is that some of these are nifty. And some of these are my genuine schizoid beliefs. Okay? Yeah. Get out of the way, bitch. Alright. The moon. The moon. This is the theory that the moon landing was faked. But I would like to take it a step further. Okay? I would like to take it a step further. Have we really been there? And not just the moon. Have we really been to space? I don't know. Seems like fake news. It seems like fake news. I'm sorry. They want you to believe. They want you. They want you to believe. The moon? Never knew her. I don't think when we were the first moon's visitors, okay? We weren't the moon's first visitors at all. If anyone's visited the moon. If anyone's been to space. I don't think we were the first ones to visit. And in all honesty, I'm highly suspicious if we've ever truly landed since the moon landing in 1969. 69. The government lies. The race was a battle for who could do it. And we, America, were smart enough to just make it seem true. Have you seen that shit? First of all, they couldn't even figure out how to get a rocket up there, and all of a sudden they were there and still had video equipment that worked. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Second of all, that shit looked like a set. It did. It did. They probably went into they didn't even go anywhere. That shit looked like a set. They dumped a bunch of fucking sand, put a wire on a guy, and made him jump around a bit. And he somehow had the wherewithal to set up a camera, get it all angled in perfectly, and then somehow, miraculously shove a flagpole directly into the ground, and it just, worked. Yeah, no, fuck that. Fuck it. If you believe it, you're a chump. You're a fucking chump. Astronauts don't jump. Astronauts aren't real. Let that sink in. What person willingly sends themselves into a vacuum for an assurance, a 100% assurance that they will contract cancer and die from cancer-related causes? Nobody. Oh, for exploration. Shut the fuck up. No. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Fuck you. I'm not buying it. Sena didn't take her meds. I hope you didn't either. Exactly. The government is trying to trick me into flossing my teeth. First of all, do you know that if you floss your teeth too hard, you can do permanent damage to your gums? Oh, but you'll get gingivitis. That's just not real. What is gingivitis but an extra red gum line? What the fuck is wrong with that? I don't get it. Who the fuck flosses? Unless you have a piece of food actively stuck in your teeth, just brush vigorously. Twice a day. Or at least once. Toothpick if you need one. Who the fuck flosses? No, it's a psyop. They want it. They want you to floss. It'll pry your teeth, and then you'll need braces. No, no. How is it I have not flossed in a decade? I go to the dentist, and they're like, "Your teeth look perfect." I mean, I would recommend braces if you'd like, because they're crooked, but they're perfect. They're just very clean. And then when they go to floss it, all of a sudden there's an issue. They're like, "Oh, your gums bled a little bit. Have you been flossing?" And I go, "No." They go, "Well, you might want to consider it. You could get gingivitis." I haven't flossed in well over a decade. Never had a cavity. Never had a missing tooth, unless it was a baby tooth. I don't believe it. Just like I don't believe in fluoride. Period. Okay, next. If you are high on protein, low carb diet, gingivitis, and very other mouth diseases magically go away. Huh. Yeah, I'm not a sugar hound. I don't drink tons and tons of soda. I barely drink juice even, unless it's all natural. I have desserts that I make homemade usually, because I don't trust store-bought shit. Usually. I mean, I like a Nutty Buddy bar. Who doesn't? I like ice cream. Who doesn't? But do I have ice cream every day? No. I don't even have it once a week. I have it twice a month, if that. I don't be doing desserts. I don't do sugar. Okay? No zucchero in my diet. unless it is natural. And then when I bake stuff, it is with natural raw sugar. I don't want bleached sugar. I'm not putting bleached sugar in this temple, alright? Not if I ever say. Sugar hound. I can't. My dad is a diabetic. He has always made comments about my weight and my looks, even though I have been literally underweight at times. I wouldn't risk it. Wouldn't risk it for the biscuit, guys. Wouldn't risk it for the biscuit. You'll get diabetes, Sena. You're at a high risk because of me. Okay, Dad. I'll just never fucking eat sugar. You've scared me beyond straight. You're right, Father Bond. You are right. For once in your fucking life, you're right. Sugar is bad. Almond joy. All right. Hides collab obtained from work away. Mixie, you're different. You work at a movie theater. It's different. Although I would be eating popcorn like nobody's business. I love fresh popcorn. That's one of my favorite snacks. My top 3 snacks are pretzels. Well, okay, my number one top snack is the Scoops tortilla chips, and then a squeezy bottle. And it has to be Daisy's, okay? I bought some off-brand sour cream the other day. Dipped my chip. First of all, it was hard like cream cheese. I don't know why. It wasn't velvety like Daisy's. It was hard like cream cheese. And then I bit in, and I was like, sure it's sour, and sure it's cream, but that is not fucking sour cream. That's not sour cream. So I do the squeezy bottle of sour cream, and I squeeze a dollop of Daisy into my scoops, and then I eat my little scoop chip. And that's my favorite snack. And then I really like pretzels, and I really, really like homemade popcorn. I like the homemade the most. I've yet to find a bag popcorn that was like my absolute favorite, unless it was kettle corn, because it somehow ended up salty still and sweet. If I have something sweet, it usually has to be salty as well. It has to be a combo. It has to. Anyway, my snacks are the tears of my enemies. Bless up. We only have terrible cheese, salsa, and jalapenos. At least we know Pippa's actually the parent. This dream makes me unsure how to feel about Pippa's parenting. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Don't be a fucking Karen. I'm allowed to be psycho, alright? A pink anime rabbit made me. You'd be crazy too. And you would do it too for a Scooby snack, alright? Terrorism in the US. There's many forms of terrorism in the US. You got bang bangs in schools, bang bangs on the street. You got rioters for things that like maybe shouldn't be rioted about. You've got the government literally bombing their own cities, poisoning their own waters, giving them lucid drugs. Yeah, that's a little weird. How about what they did to the Puerto Rico women? Oh, we're gonna give you anti-pregnancy pills. Makes them infertile. Makes you think. Countless lives lost. But why? Why would the government want to incite fear in its own people? Control. Take the blinders off. Fear is control. And control is money. And money is power. And power is good. A bunch of big oopsies. Oh no, they weren't a nay. They weren't oopsies. And these are just the things they've been called out on. These are just the things that we've found irrefutable proof on. Whether they were like, alright, you got me. Right? You got me. You got me. But did we? Did we really get them? Terrorism? Taxes. No, but like, I mean, they will terrorize us in any way they can. Right? Mass hysteria in the streets over, being sick. What's that about? Also, like, The fuck do you mean I have to take a medicine that doesn't actually work, doesn't prevent anything, doesn't prevent someone else from getting sick from me, and doesn't make my sickness necessarily easier to handle, doesn't alleviate any symptoms? What do you mean? And you give it for free? Anything the government gives for free, I would highly question that. That's all I'm saying. 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 I'm just a little guy. Don't worry about me. I'm just a little guy. But, you know, Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra, poisoning foster children. Yeah, poisoning actual foster children. How about the foster system in general? What's that about? It's government ran. Why is it failing? How are we stronger at vetting people for guns? Like law-abiding citizens. How do we have stronger laws of that? And we can't catch people abusing foster kids and like diddling foster kids. And we pay them for it because they pay you to be a foster parent. Like how interesting. Like lambs to the slaughter. Dumb, deaf, and blind. They will use media, right? Use and abuse media in ways that you can't even pick up on. You know, they want you to be fat. They want you to be lazy. They want you on that couch. They don't want you to move. They don't want you to be vocal. They don't want you to say, no, you can't. How many of those right-wingers, right? You'll never take my guns. Second a cop shows up and says, sorry, sir, we have to, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Anything you say, officer. Yeah, all right. Right? Terror? Who's the real terror? You know, I look at some of these acts of terrorism, you know. A good example are anything you can think of recently. And that's not to say that lives weren't actually lost and that it's not a tragic event. It is. But what's the real cause? How did he get those guns? How did he get there? Why would he have cared? How about the fact that it's been proven that FBI agents incite people into violence? How about that? It's like a literal thing. Why? And then as soon as these things happen, what do we see? Laws being changed, things being moved around, shifted. And what's worse is they will take these things, not even just the acts of terror, but the terror itself, like being sick. The act of just being sick from a fucking cold and use it to run in the news over and over and over again while they sign off on things in secret, but not in secret because you can still see it, but it's not being publicized widely, so it just flies under the radar. And next thing you know, something skyrocketed price-wise, you no longer can do something, oh my god, more money's going to the military, like, what? Anyway. What the fuck are birds? Wake up. Kind of a meme. This one's kind of a meme. This one's kind of lighthearted. I think this is probably the only lighthearted thing on here. Sorry. But, you asked for the schizoid. Here I am. Look, we're on the internet. We're on BoobTube, right? There's no reason not to discuss. I think that this is a fun one. It is. It really is. It seems so improbable. If they truly weren't real and were just drones and spyware, right? And were forms of surveillance, why make the internet accessible to everyone? Why constantly be pushing for certain things to happen to people? Why be pushing free programs? Why have landlines still? The truth of the matter is, birds are no birds. If they want to know about you, they're gonna know about you. They just are. But I like the idea of it. You know, you look at a pigeon for too long, its eye does that weird, like, pupil focus, and you're like, are you a camera? Are you a camera? Are you filming me? Psst, are you fucking filming me? And while it is funny as a concept, it's terrifying. Imagine. All the, hello, I'm bird, right? Like the cute little birds on the internet. What if that is media pushing us To be like, oh, we accept birds. They're so funny and cute. Yeah. That's what they want you to think. Thank you for the $5. Nice argument, Sena. Why don't you back it up with a source? I had to do it. I had to do it. Listen, I'd have a source if he'd release more classified information. Maybe one of your agents needed to do that. I don't know, in a certain game. Anyways. Bird, bionic invasive reconnaissance drone. Yes. Makes you think. Makes you think. Makes you think. It came to me in a dream. Exactly. Blah, blah, blah. Redacted. Birds are why you need a scattergat. What the? How to do it? What, Mr. FBI? Groom children. What? Nephilims. Ah, yes. The theory that angels, demons, and their abomination children, procreated with humans, live all amongst us. Giants, abominations, genuine evil? Giants. Hopefully they aren't buried. Shh! Lumber! Shh! We're not there yet. Zip it. The Nephilim are mysterious beings or people in the Hebrew Bible, as well as the Christian Bible, because a lot of the Torah is, a lot of the Old Testament. I believe it is the books of Genesis through Isaiah, I want to say. That sounds right, I think. The word Nephilim is loosely translated to giants. Think Goliath. Large, can they hold me? I'll hold you. Anyways, the main reference to them is Genesis 6:1-4, but the passage is ambiguous, and the identity of the Nephilim is disputed. Okay, let's look up Genesis 6:1-4. Gen 6:1-4 in KJV. Here we go. New King James for those who aren't well versed. Now it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful. And they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not strive with man forever, for he is indeed flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants on the earth in those days. And also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, those were the mighty men who were of old men of renown. Dun dun! Greg no want lords. Greg want cute anime waifu. Gomen, this is not your stream, Greg. Some Jewish explanations interpret them as hybrid sons of fallen angels. Wow. Giants. Most of the contemporary English translations refer to them as giants. Some refer to sons of heaven as angels, meaning potentially fallen angels. And if you know any biblical nonsense, it is that, there were quite a few that fell with Lucifer when he led his rebellion against God. And God cursed them to walk amongst the earth, though there are some theories and referential points that some of that army was forever chained in hell. So, Greek giants. Now, we also see the Greeks referencing giants, which could even be loosely based back to Nephilims, cursed to walk among us, yes. must go to hell to free them. Before they were any humans on Pallene, the story goes that a battle was fought between the gods and the giants. Traces of the giants' demise continue to be seen today. Whenever torrents swell with rain and excessive water breaks their banks and floods the fields, they say that even now in gullies and ravines people discover bones of immeasurable enormity, like men's carcasses, but far bigger. Greek historian Silenus, AD 200. The ancient Greeks told stories of giants, describing them as flesh and blood creatures who lived and died, and those bones could be found coming out of the ground, where they were buried long ago. Indeed, even today, large and surprisingly human-like bones can be found in Greece. Modern scientists understand such bones to be the remains of mammoths, mastodons, and woolly rhinoceroses that once lived in the region. But ancient Greeks were largely unfamiliar with these massive animals. They always have an explanation for something. Makes you think. I also kind of think that it's interesting, dwarf elephant skull, that a lot of these skulls do look pretty interesting, right? But some of them are explainable. Some of them are, right? Some of them, sure. But others, I don't know. The descendants of Nephilims, the fallen, today would not want people to identify them. That is, of course, understandable. No one wants everyone to suddenly point at them and yell, "Hey, it's the monster people!" Torches and pitchforks imagery. Am I right? More than that, though, these families and groups who know they are not like everyone else are told they have different and more natural sounding origins. I would not recommend to publicly identify them, but the easiest thing to say about them, which is already public enough, is that they are mainly of two general sorts. There are those who know they are and also are not of mankind, and they are the differing levels of people known as the Illuminati, the enlightened ones. Not some brief secret society from the past that called itself that, but the actual people and families who have existed from ancient times, from the highest, most visible level to the most regular of people in likely every town, some of whom you may even personally know. The other main type of modern Nephilim descendant, that's you and me. They were different reasons for making sure there were more angel-mankind hybrids to exist after the Great Flood, and one of those reasons was this. You may well know that the Jews were there to keep themselves separate as a people in ancient times. This was to preserve the bloodline of the Messiah, so that there would actually be a person who was fully of the race of man, who could be born and represent us all in accordance to the universal laws of God, and 3D genetics while also being fully God. Like all Europeans are said to be from the Charlemagne. After several hundred years now, after thousands of years, all of mankind are now part fallen angel hybrid on every continent and of every race. In the end of times, Jesus said that things will be as they were in the days of Noah. This includes there being prominence and world dominance of and by the descendants of Nephilim. Dun dun. I'm a giant, 5'9". If you're a boy and you're 5'9", you're not a giant. You're technically a manlet. I'm so sorry. I had to tell you. I'm very sorry. It's not a bad thing necessarily, but you're technically a manlet. Anyways. No. Ouch, Lamel. You telling me I'm immortal? Hell yeah, brother. It's eternal suffering, baby. Be not afraid, chat. Be not afraid. Okay. Secret societies. Human bros, is gonna be okay if I'm above 6 feet in my Nephilim. We're all Nephilims. Or all descendants, maybe. This is one of my favorites. One of. Not my favorite, but one of. They live among us. Amongst us. Among us. Yes. Too tall to be a dwarf, too short to be a man. Well, I'm not a manly, I'm just pure-blooded human. Listen, under 5'10", I believe that counts. Once it's no longer a double digit, and you're not in the 6, I hate to break it to you, but most women are like 6 foot. That's the perfect height. Me personally, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You got a nice smile. You're funny. You're nice to me. I don't care. And by nice smile, you guys already know. I don't care if it's nice teeth. I like a little crooked. I like a little British. All right. Dark hair, dark eyes, glasses. Nice skin. I do like nice skin. But it's like, it's not something I can't like just like look past. People have, you know, pockmarks, acne. It exists. It's a thing. I'm not a fucking asshole about it. There's no reason to be. Chubby. Muscly. You can't be scrawny, alright? I'm a curvy. I got curves. I don't want to break you. Oh, God. Okay, this is getting, yeah. Alright, moving on. Sorry. I'm sweating. Okay. Then live amongst us. Yes, they live amongst us. Sena thick. Listen, I chose Sena for many reasons. I've said that many times. Okay. Bohemian Grove. CERN mock ritual. Hiding in plain sight. From Illuminati and Masons to real clubs that politicians belong to. Now, I don't know if I fully subscribe to the belief of the Illuminati. I think that, just like most things, they condition you through media. Okay? I think that the government likes to give us little oopsies, little half-truths, little white lies of, like, conditioning us, slowly getting us accustomed to things, so that way when and if they should pop out, we are, like, unfazed. We don't react. If they can prevent a reaction, then that is what they're gonna do. So I think, you know, the Illuminati's a hee-hee-ha-ha. But I think there is things like the Illuminati. Things that, oh, I mean, there isn't even, I think, I fully believe that there are things like the Illuminati. There kind of just has to be. So, yeah. Break the conditioning. Yes, break the conditioning. LMAO, the Burger King crown. So now you declared war against the manlets. They are going to use stepladders to punch your shins now. I like manlets. I like short kings. I'm a short king fan. Usually shorter guys have cuter faces. They usually do. They usually have cuter faces. I don't know what it is, what happens to men when they get tall, but their faces get a little stretched looking and they look a little lanky in the face, and that can look a little scary sometimes. Short kings have cute faces. This is unarguable. They typically have, like, the cute faces. God gives you a leg up in some ways. Not exactly an actual leg up. Okay, sorry. I love making fun of short men, though. That shit's funny, because they get angry. Oh yeah, and you're just a redhead. Whoa. Glad we're both stating the obvious. Alright. I appreciate the compliment. Sena confirmed like short stacked men. I just like people as long as they are decent. Yeah. Anyway, they live amongst us, okay? Mock human sacrifice is CERN. A fake ritual killing, quote unquote fake, ritual killing filmed in a courtyard at CERN, the Geneva Particle Physics Research Complex, has prompted an investigation. A spokeswoman suggested users of the facility had let their humor go too far. And warned of the potential fake for misunderstandings about the scientific nature of our research. Oh yeah. Mock ritual. Okay. Sure. Sure. God gave me sick beard growing skills, a blessing and a curse for a former Finn boy. I don't know. Beards are hit or miss. Beards are hit or miss. If you're maintaining it well. Anyways, CERN. Bohemian Grove. That one's a fun one. Bohemian Grove is restricted 2,700 acre. 2,700 acre campground at 20601 Bohemian Avenue in Monte Rio, California. California, yay. CIA. Okay, belonging to a private San Francisco-based gentlemen's club known as the Bohemian Club. In mid-July each year, Bohemian Grove hosts a more than 2-week encampment of some of the most prominent men in the entire world. Presidents have been seen there, government officials, executives, and many, many people of power, genuine power, not just net worth, genuine power. Compared to the honor of the old guard status, okay. After 40 years of membership, the men earn old guard status, giving them reserved seating at the Grove's daily tasks, as well as other prerequisites. They have weird little things from people who have been able to capture images of this weird shit. You'll see in the picture here. They wear little outfits and do weird things, and it's very scary. It's very questionable. Why would they need 2,700 acres worth of land for that? They couldn't even let someone have a compound in Texas. But they get to have an entire campground of 2,700 fucking acres. I don't... I also kind of think that the people who are pushed down our throats as being super big, elitist, rich people that we're supposed to hate is also a diversion tactic. Elon Musk, Donald Trump even, fucking Jeffrey Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, all of these people, they want you to focus on these people. Also, ever notice how weird Mark Zuckerberg looks now? Or is that just me? You know, they want us to look at these people and look at them hard and close, while the real men of power, the real men with so much money that there isn't a net worth, they don't exist. Because they have that much money, they don't need to exist. We don't know about them. That is where I'm at. That's where I'm at mentally. That the richest people, we will never know who they are. Because they don't want us to know them. They don't want us to know about them. Okay? They don't want us to know. They want to be behind the scenes. They don't want recognition. They don't need it. They already have the control. That's why they throw out these weird-ass billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires. Because they need a patsy. They need some dumbass puppet to shove their hands up their butts. That's my humble belief. Me, I'm just a humble little gal. And that is my belief. I'm in joy. Next slide. Also, I don't ever want to end my life. If I go missing, they got me. I don't think it's that based of a take, though. I feel like this is just, normal crazy people doing normal crazy people things. They can just spin it off. It's fine. They don't need to kill me. I have no concrete proof. I don't exist. Anyway. Time travel. Aliens. Angels. Time travel. Nephilims. But God. Lamaus and dudes who talk on their cell phones in black and white photos. Okay. When I was a teenager, I used to be obsessed with those YouTube videos where they'd be like, proof that actual time travel exists. And it would like show someone like appearing with a bright ass fucking light right out of nowhere. Excuse me. You great storyteller can't get into conspiracy theories because I will go way, way, way too loon. I'm sorry, Mixie. I don't want to make anything worse for you. I know. You've talked about it. I know. I'm sorry. But thank you. John Titor stream win. Oh, that'd be so fun. But yes, this shit fascinates me. seeing those like weird fucking scary ass videos, right, where like someone just appears in a flash like right on the other side of the street when they're about to get hit by a car and things like that. That shit interests me. Okay, I love that shit. Seeing some guy with a printed fucking t-shirt and a cardigan and a little hoodie and some fucking sunglasses on his phone, wow. Seeing some little bitch ass boy looking like a fucking little frat boy in the middle of all these 1950s people. Yeah, it's fine. I love this stuff anyways. Cool. This shit is weird. This shit is wonky. It's weird. And I like it. Is that Wayne Static? I don't know. Seeing the people of like, these people have lived forever. And you see like the Nicolas Cage one. That one's cool. Seeing like, you know, the fucking, what is it? Brad Pitt or Leo DiCap. Like, they've just always been. And so my thing is, either it's time travel, right? You know, time travel, teleportation, whatever. Or it's Nephilims. Because, like, Nephilims, yeah, giants, whatever. But, relatively speaking, if Nephilims are real, and angels have prolonged lifespans, could it not just be somebody with a prolonged lifespan when you see someone who's like, wow, that looks exactly like Nick Cage from, like, back in the past? That's my theory on that. As for time travel, I'm like, why not? Why not? Unexplained shit happens all the time. It's a scientist's job to figure out why. And then they come up with some cope-ass reason, and you're like, oh, okay. So, Tom Cruise, yeah. Yeah. Aliens? To me, I've discussed this at length. My grandfather is a huge alien believer. But, like, he also agrees that it could easily just be angels. So, if you look at, like, biblical references of aliens, right? Of angels, sorry. The descriptions are not the Catholic cutesy shit, right? It's not like, oh my god, a little fucking Cupid. So cute. Look at this cherubim. His little rosy red butt cheeks are out. Aww. God loves me. No. It's like, eyes within and without, 6 pairs of wings and 4 heads. It's like, yeah. Yeah, imagine seeing that shit. How about the fucking Leviathan that's been mentioned in the Bible being like a fucking giant ass sea serpent and is like the devil? Imagine seeing that shit. How would you react? And then imagine that, like, these things glow. Because they have to have, like, especially the angels have to have, like, some form of heavenly light. I'm sure. Imagine these things glow. They fly around super fast. UFOs. So for me, I kind of lean into the vein of, like, maybe it's just angels. I don't know. Maybe it's just angels. And angels are aliens to us, right? Because they aren't human. They aren't of this world. So they are technically aliens. So, yeah. Be not afraid. Yeah, like, be not afraid. And they fucking passed out. They were like, I mean, like, what? There was one guy who saw an angel in the Bible and literally died. Like, on the spot. Looked at it and was like, am dead. What the fuck? So, this is my thought process, right? I genuinely do believe aliens are real, but I also believe that they are more than likely angels. UFOs, shit like that. And for the things that look more like planes and ships, who's to say that they don't use that type of shit? You know? What if? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I also feel like it goes hand in hand with the Nephilims, right? Like, there's this theory of, like, the mud flood or whatever of like, things just, like, being so buried. Like, entire ginormous, fully advanced cities being completely buried, not even marked down in history. It's like, Nephilims? Time travel? Angels and aliens? Because, like, there is the theory that, like, when the Garden of Eden was created, that there was some sort of man also on the world. And then that the Garden of Eden, also like the theory that the Garden of Eden is on Earth, right? But that just Adam and Eve were in the garden and the rest of humanity was already kind of like building and placing themselves in the world. Who's not to say that those advanced things were what they came up with before the fall, and then they had to start from ground one. So, I don't know. It's just a theory. A game theory. Okay. Flat Earth. Let me grab my little notes. Oh no. Flat Earth and the firmament. Oh boy. A giant wall of sky ice in the firmament. Heaven, the dwelling place of God. The water above the vault of heaven. Earth, pillars of the sky, pillars of the earth. Sheol, pillars of earth. The abyss of waters. Sure, let's go hollow earth. Where's it at? Look, I like the flat earth theory a little bit more, and I like it specifically like flat earth with the firmament. I think that one's better, personally. I like that one. Okay. Flat earth, one realm. Flat. One realm, you know, the earth is one realm. Flat. Smooth. Shiny. Beautiful. With a firmament, and it's domed with an ice wall. The wall is a good focus of Antarctica's blue ice. The wall, sky ice, blue ice. Studies in Antarctica you cannot touch the ice with your bare hands. It is blue all the way through, but it's somehow see-through. Still has absolute 100% clarity. Colder and lighter than regular ice. And somehow flexible? And when it's transported, has to be carried in a metal bottle because it is that cold and because it can dissipate that quickly. Even though it has no steam when it quote-unquote evaporates and does not have any water when it melts, as it doesn't seem to actually melt. This is all according to someone who studied in Antarctica, came back and gave his little testimony about it. Okay? And, was covered on a podcast that I listened to. Doesn't melt or steam. It just shrinks and ceases to exist. Okay? Some have argued that it is just frozen oxygen. The USGS.gov site has said that it is, in fact, just super dense ice. So it's real ice with air pockets. And sometimes even meteorites in it, which is why everybody is so crazy about it and wants to bore holes into the ice for it. They want those meteorites. But it doesn't melt. Nobody's reported too many meteorites found in it. And somehow it just evaporates. But it's real ice. Yeah, all right. And there's multiple science groups still down there in Antarctica from multiple countries and delegations, still boring into the ice for that. For it to just be rock ice with rocks in it, that doesn't melt and just ceases to exist. Yeah, okay. You're fucking bugging. Supposedly, allegedly, they did a 5 to 10 mile bored a hole into the black ice and still found no exit, and over a decade, it self-regenerated. Okay? Oh, but it's just frozen oxygen. It's just frozen oxygen. And the guy reported that they wanted to cause an earthquake using seismic like readers all along the ice, cause some form of an earthquake, like a man-made quake, to measure the thickness of the ice wall, because they have yet to break through to the other side. Why can't they just fly over to see the other side? Surely that would be easier. Why can't they? Why? I wonder. Gotta get that kryptonite. All they gotta do to prove Earth isn't flat is colonize Mars. Your move, NASA. How do you know that it'll actually be colonized? How do you know they're not just taking pictures of fucking red rocks? There's tons of red rock canyon formations all across the Southwest. How do we know? How do we know? We don't. We don't. We just know what they tell us, what they show us, what they're willing to show us. How do we fully know? How do we fully know? Oh, but the stars. Oh, I got you there. Don't worry, buddy. I got you there. Don't worry. The next slides are coming. Don't you worry. Everything is CG. You know, they could put me in a fucking rocket. They could put me in a rocket. And they could blast me off into space. And you know what? I still don't think I'd believe it. I don't think I'd believe it. I really don't. I don't think I'd be like, okay, we went in an aeroplane. And then you put on, you know, some high-tech movie. Or you blocked all the windows and it took me a really long time to get out of the space station, like, sub-area to get out to the floor. Where you prepared an elaborate movie set. Yeah, I don't know. The point is, X to doubt. This also kind of leads me into, like, one of my favorite fucking book series called Atherton, okay? Where they make an actual flat Earth, right? Okay, it's like post-apocalyptic dystopian, right? Where the Earth goes to bits and pieces. It's absolute shite. And they're like, what if we just made a new planet? What if? And then they made a new planet, and it was flat. Floating quite literally close to our planet. And then they had renamed the Earth the Dark Planet. And Atherton was a 3-level flat Earth built like an upside-down mountain where the peak was underneath. And then there was the 3rd level, which is where all the, like, whatever was at. The 2nd level where all the workers were at. And then the 3rd level where the House of Power resided. And it was all the rulers of that new Earth. And it was fucking sick. And I love it. FlaVR goes to the moon 2030. Ooh, that'd be interesting. But yes, what if the firmament, okay? Firmament, an ice wall, Earth. What about the ocean, Sena? I'm glad you asked. Oops, here we go. As above, so below. Now, there are 2 main theories that subscribe to as above, so below. There is the one that just talks about, like, heaven and hell being the same place, and, like, earth and hell and heaven all being the same place, in the same place, right? Like, whatever happens there happens here. And while I do agree that it's also a really cool theory, mine has to do with the ocean. In reference to the sea and space, kind of funny what you find in space shows up in the ocean. Did you know that there have been rare minerals, rare plutonium that is only found in space, and it was, you know, fresh plutonium found at the bottom of our ocean? And not in huge clusters, but just like some small deposits here and there. Interesting. What if why we don't explore the ocean and we explore space so much is because it's just like exploring the same thing. You know, Genesis 1 is my little reference. Okay? What's my reference? The Bible! In the beginning, God created the earth and the heaven, and the earth was without form and void. Okay? And God said, let there be a firmament, the waters, in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament and the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. As above, so below. I hate the YouTube filter. I hate the YouTube filter. It grows. It came to me in a dream. Don't go too high. Don't go too low. Things in space fall into the ocean since it's so big. Yeah. That's a good explanation. That's a good explanation. But plutonium? It wasn't said that it was found on meteorites, right? It was like just plutonium. Like the raw plutonium. And it was new, fresh plutonium. A lot of stuff burns within our, you know, our skies before it can even make impact. To make it not only full impact, but somehow float all the way down to the bottom of the ocean without any real degradation. I don't know, it just makes you think. That's all I'm trying to say. You don't have to sit here and try to disprove me. You're only trying to convince yourself, chat. I don't need convincing. I believe what I believe. Do I necessarily believe this? I don't know, maybe. Or maybe I don't. Who's to say? But that's just a game theory. Right? Right. So, the waters of the firmament. Water is the firmament. Okay? Equals space. Space is the ocean. Deep sea divers compare space to the sea. And they compare the sea to space. Have said when they're down there, they feel like they're looking at the stars. They feel like they are amongst the stars. But that's just a feeling, right? Extinct, quote unquote, extinct species reappear semi-frequently, randomly, from our ocean's depths. Creatures that would have never been deep sea creatures. Why? Maybe it's a portal. I don't know. Aquatic life. Maybe, you know, aquatic life, a lot of it's unidentifiable. A lot of it, when we look at it, go, wow, that's otherworldly. Scientists marvel. That is otherworldly. How is that even real? How does that exist? How? Why would they need to evolve for that? It seems no beneficial thing to happen. Why? How? And it gets worse and worse the deeper you seem to explore. It becomes even more alien and weird. So, maybe, just maybe, there's no reason to explore below when exploring above. And there's no reason to explore above when exploring below. Maybe. This is why I'm scared of the rest of the waters. Exactly. As above, so below. This is the thing that I, could spurge out about for a good while. For a good while. Only love is real. And even then. How many Google contact expanders is this VOD gonna get? I don't know. All I know is when I look at science, when I look at NASA, I go, why are we funding NASA so much when we know so little about our own world? That the fact that even the US government sends billions to NASA. Is it a PSYOP? Why? Why explore something that is technically void of life and search for clues and answers when we have yet to figure out all of our clues and answers here? Where's the funding for that? Why? I'm just saying why? Why? So, because NASA is a rounding error in the Pentagon's budget. Yes. I'm just saying. I don't know. Sena's eyelash razor tipped and deadly. Yes. Wow. Space is more useful. Is it? How is space more useful than what we quite literally have here that can be used here? There's no fresh water in space that we are technically running out of. There's no oxygen. How's it more useful? Or is that just what they want you to believe, Zamba? Money laundering. If space isn't real, then why fund its exploration? The government laundering money for something that doesn't exist? They'd never do that. They'd never do that. Satellites in the ocean aren't too useful. Well, satellites are great for spying. But what if you don't need satellites? What if they're already here? What if they're already spying? And don't want to awaken an outer god from his slumber with excavation. I don't know. Cloaked balloons. Yeah. Who's to say? And why bring those up? Why tell us about it? What was the point? Is this just, they're building up to, we don't want to pay back our debt, so make them look bad? I don't know. Who's to say? The government knows you're a VTuber. Yeah, they do. They know my exact address. They know my exact name. They know me. They know all of us. I'm not relevant, so I'm not worried. And that's that. Thank you. Those are, some of my weirdo theories. Weird to say the very least. Now I can kind of focus more on you. Lake's Leviathan is just not worried. Yeah, not worried. Okay, I could believe in the firmament, but no governmental corruption. You, Mrs. Bear, are delusional. It was joke, sir. I like your weirdo theories. Thank you. Sena's Minecraft theories. Exactly. All of this is in Minecraft. All of it is in Roblox. I don't necessarily fully believe any of these. And if I did, I believe them on Minecraft and in Roblox societies only. Mwah! Bless Sena for being the beautiful weirdo. Thank you. If I'm alive, I'm sure you can survive as a small fish in a big pond. Yes. They were all fun. I'm ready for the giantess snoo. For legal reasons, this stream is a joke. Exactly. Wow, that's cool and all, but did you know that there's an alien machine on Jupiter that maintains the storm, and as long as it runs, we'll never reach the stars? Ooh, I like that. I also kind of am curious, how do we know that Pluto rains diamonds, or whichever one, Uranus or Pluto, rains diamonds? How do we know that? How do we know these people aren't just fucking LARPing? Fucking NASA's just LARPing. They're like, and this one rains diamonds, and all of us are going, oh, okay, that sounds so cool. Wow, Mr. Spaceman, you know so much. Yeah, alright. Yeah, okay, fucking, how? How do you know? They look at the freaking planet and they can somehow HD zoom in close enough and go, wow, do you see that, Paul? Paul, do you fucking see? That's diamonds. Oh, how can you tell, Jimmy? I just feel it in my balls, Paul. I feel it in my balls. Those are diamonds. Okay, Jimmy, whatever you say, write it in a book, publish it, and we'll support you. These morons will believe anything. And then we do. We gobble that shit up. Oh, here's a picture of a nebula, and it's some stupid kid's space project that they made in Autodesk Maya that someone doctored enough to look like a real image. Oh my god. Wow, space is just so beautiful. Who knows? I'm just saying. Who fucking knows? That guy's playing too much Minecraft. Yeah. Diamond balls. Whoa. Imagine the clink there. Science communicators really do a disservice by hyping things up too much. I agree. Do not look up Pluto blood diamond Sena. Thanks for the $10. I'm just saying. It's just a little clinky dink. It's a photo of a star. Nope. It's only a slice of sausage. I don't know. Maybe they were using AI art this whole time. I mean, one of the things that my dad was talking about one time, he was like, I can't tell you anything from when I was in the army, because he was like military intelligence, right? He's like, but I can tell you when it's declassified. And he was like, so a lot of times the fucking, what is it? He doesn't sound like that. He has a deeper voice, actually. A lot of the time, Sena, when they have technology released to the public, it's usually about 10 years old. The U.S. military usually gets first dibs. Like phones in the car, we were using those before they were even released to the public. Yeah, that's the type of shit he'd be telling me, and I'm like, Father, they're going to kill you. Although, like, he's only told me something like that. He has not told me anything else. I just asked him, I was like, is Area 51 real? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, are there aliens in there? And he's like, no, it's just weapons. And I'm like, oh, so they didn't let you see the real stuff. And he was like, they let me see the real stuff. He's like, well, what's the real stuff? And he's like, it's an armory. And I'm like, you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying. I can tell, Bon Bon. I can tell. Well, I can tell, Mr. Bon Bon, you're fucking lying. You got that sweaty look on your face. Thank you for the $5. Urchin not flat. She has big boing boing. Yes, that's true. The feeling when no hot Martian reptilian girlfriend. Oh, I live. Why even breathe? Do not look up 50 19-inch French. Ooh, in French. Oh. In French. Well, why would I want to listen to Francois? Sweaty gamer look glowing confirmed. Literally. He's a fucking glowy, chat. Earth is an anime waifu. Earth is cute and funny. And flat as a plank. When I flew in Nevada desert for red flag, rule number 1, don't fly in the red box. Rule number 2, don't fly in the red box. What? That's interesting. That's a cool factoid. Anytime I've flown over Nevada, there's weird shit that I see. Even just like looking down. Like some of the mountain ranges that I see are like really weird and like wavy looking. Like a weird ass pattern that I'm like, why have I never seen these in like YouTube videos when they're like, I'm hiking in Nevada? Like, I've never seen this. What is that? Oh, what is it? Like, there's this one mountain range. Holy shit. It's in like Wyoming, maybe? Nebraska? I don't know. One of the states that definitely doesn't exist. And it's like a Smoky Mountain Range or whatever. And it was like a base. And there's like an entire bunker in it. And people go missing all the time around it. And like, what the fuck is that shit called? So cool. What about mountains being giant ancient tree stumps? Love that. Love that. So cool. Yes. Yes. Exactly. But yes, I love the giant tree stumps one. I do too. It's a good one. It's a really good one. But yeah. Mine is we're expected to believe biologically modern humans have been here 600,000 years, but all they did was bang rocks together for 590,000 years. I believe that those numbers are bunk. When I was in a gifted program, because I was one of those in school. When I was in a gifted program in school, let's just say the way that they like date things is a little interesting. They did something about carbon dating before. Like it was like a whole thing. We did like a whole space exploration project and then did like, you know, the real lore. Yes. We did the fucking evolution bullshit. And when you're raised Christian, you're always like, it's very indoctrinated. Don't believe what they're telling you, Sena. And while like, you know, I could see there being a grain of truth potentially, right? I could go either way on it. I know that for a lot of the dating things, when you're like putting what is it, when you're trying to like figure out what you've excavated and how old it is, they put in like parameters and it just like guesstimates. Like they put it into like a fucking computer and it guesstimates it for the most part. Like even when they do carbon dating and they measure it, a lot of times it is given specific parameters. That's why it's always an approximation. I just am curious as to who the fuck put in the million billion year bullshit into the parameter enough to like put it there. Do I think it's actually that old? I don't know. And honestly, I could care less. I could give less fucks. I could care less. Everyone else at Red Flag well fed. I just think it's interesting. I just think it's really fucking interesting. Like, why? You know? Why are they putting in these approximations? And why is it feeding that back? And why does it need to be billion years old? Billions, millions, trillions, whatever the fuck. Why? I think it would be funny to fake carbon dating. I think a lot of it's fake. I think it's easier to convince people that everything is big and has no meaning. It makes people more docile, more obedient. That's my opinion. I think it's easier to convince people that nothing really matters, and we're small, and we're stupid. I don't know. I mean, a day is like 100 years. Time is not real. It is what we have, put parameters on to begin with. So, I don't know. How we measure times as humans is just not real. None of it's real. So, would it be against TOS to ask whatever Hyperborea is? I don't know. Like, mess with the results on purpose to mess with people. Yeah, and I don't know if it's that bad. Gifted, did they make you ride a vaguely smaller bus home? Nope. First of all, my school was walking distance when I was in elementary school. And my one older brother has lead poisoning, so he was a resource kid. That's what they call them. He was in a resource class, but he still went to normal classes. Yeah. Was gifted and talented and special because I was smart. And the only reason they figured out I was quote-unquote gifted was because when they asked me to explain how I solved math equations in my head, I explained it, and they were like, oh, this bitch is so weird. We gotta get her tested. And they tested me, and they were like, you're gifted. And then I got super burnt out, and now my brain is smooth. It's smooth. No, I just was in advanced classes. I was like at a, I don't know about y'all's school, but when I was growing up, the school I went to, they gave you like little stickers for your reading levels on your like little library card in school. And it went up to a certain like grade level, and mine was all the way up to 12th by like 2nd grade. I was just smart. I was very, very smart as a kid. And then I was put into homeschool before I could even learn times tables. And I couldn't catch up. Am I still incredibly book smart? I would say so. I graduated with high honors in college, but I don't think it means much. I'm book smart, okay? I have no fucking common sense. I had to learn everything the hard way. So, I'm technically smart, but also very dumb. So, I don't know. And I have, like, a lot of emotional intelligence, as people would like to call it, right? Where it's just, like, I understand how people are feeling, and I understand how to navigate around it, so I don't get my ass beat. But I would say that's just a survival tactic, coming from home, where spankings were never just spankings. So, Sena smooth brain like a koala, yes. Typical millennial experience. I feel like I'm in this weird, like, fucking limbo where I'm not exactly a millennial and I'm not exactly a zoomer. I can't remember 9/11 at all. I don't remember. I was like 2. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know that shit. I don't know. But, like, I have tons and tons of memories regarding 2 people who were like, this is 90s kids only. And I'm like, oh, well, I grew up with those cartoons and those memes and those jokes. So, I'm in this weird limbo. So you were also born in the late 90s. Yep. So, I believe the cutoff for millennials is 1997, and I was born after that. So, I was born in 98. So, I'm in the fucking dead years where I have to deal with being chronically online, but also not having access to the internet, unfettered access to the internet until like 13 or 14. And even then, like, my parents checked my search history all the time until like high school. I grew up very much like sheltered, but not in a weird way. it was always very weird, where it was just like, I wasn't allowed to do XYZ, but I was encouraged to do XYZ. So it would be like, no, you're not allowed to hang out with your friends, but yes, you can go to this viola-related competition, since it will better your future, which inadvertently will allow you to hang out with all your friends, but also strangers you've never fucking met before, for, like, days on end. So, my dad sent us, my older brothers and I, on this church trip with a church we didn't even know, because it was some of his friends from our church before they left our church. And we went to, like, a different state for 3 days with adults that none of them knew. My parents didn't know. And we paid, like, $200 a kid to go, because my dad just wanted us to go view this Christian college. Did we just view the Christian college? No, we did, like, some weird shit, and the kids were fucking weird, and people were, like, trying to film vines for a competition during the whole time, and it was, like, a whole thing, and I was like, what is going on? I had to sleep in a bed with a girl I never knew, and still, I don't even remember which one was it? I don't even remember. I had to share a bed with her, because, you know, you pay $200, you don't get your own bed. Fucking bitches. But still, cringe. Yeah. Fucking weird. Fucking weird. The weird ass shit. So, I mean, weird. Was she comfy? I don't know. We slept like head to toe. They wouldn't have let us slept head to head. Everything has to be hetero. Was she good looking? If she was good looking, I would have remembered her name. Would have remembered her name. So, there's your answer. I was encouraged to do certain things. I was discouraged from doing certain things. When I was, like, in 3rd grade, my parents took us on a vacation to the beach. My mom bought her and I, matching bikinis. And she got extremely mad when I didn't want to wear mine, because I was a tomboy and I liked wearing a long sleeve, you know, the Roxy fucking hibiscus print long sleeve shirt with, like, a one piece underneath, because I wanted to go boogie boarding, and you can't do that in a bikini. I don't want to sunbathe. I'm a fucking redhead. I want to boogie board. I don't want to put on tons of sunscreen. I want to be covered. And my mom was like, wear the bikini. And then I got boobs, and she was like, throw that bikini away now. So I was putting in, like, a training bra in the 3rd grade. I've gone up, like, a cup size every year until, like, I graduated college. So my parents were like, put it all out there. Whoa, put it all away. Put it all away. Put it all away. Oh my God. What the fuck? What the fuck? You're a kid. You're a kid. Why are you wearing a padded bra as a kid already? What the fuck? What the fuck? So, redheads rise up. Yeah. My back hurts. I'm fucking stacked. My back hurts. My back hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Reel back. Literally, they were like, my mom would give me all of her hand-me-downs. She'd be like, Sena, we have no money. We have no fucking money. Your dad ran up the credit cards and we have no fucking money. I'd be like, okay. So dad should get a job. He's a pastor. He's not the pastor of a church anywhere. He's not being paid. He doesn't preach. He's been called to the ministry. But he doesn't have a ministry, Mom. We can't forge clothes. You're going to wear my clothes. Okay. So then I'd wear her clothes. And my dad would be like, you fucking slut. You dirty whore. Why are you slutting yourself? You are a stumbling block. I don't need brother so-and-so to look at you and stumble. And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm just wearing the clothes your wife gave me. I cannot help that my mother is a plank father. That is not my fault. This is the type of shit that they would do. I was constantly being gaslit. And that's why I can gaslight chat now. So, yes, me having a couple weird conspiracy theories I like compares to nothing. The weird shit that went on in the Bon household. Okay, the fucking mental mind games and jump ropes and fucking hula hoops I had to be fucking doing. If your eyes led you to sin, pull them out. Literally. The cursed Fujiwara genes. Something. I don't know. All my dad's sisters are stacked. They're all curvy bitches. I got it from them. It's not my fault. I can't help it. Your wife wore a v-neck. I'm sorry. Those don't work for me. Fucking 13 with cleavage. That is not my fault. Give me a fucking undershirt if it offends you. I have no clothes. You cannot buy me clothes. You have no money. If you don't want me to be showing things, then stitch it up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. But also, this is the hand that God dealt me. Put me in a flour sack. I don't care at this point. You were mad when I wore my brother's clothes, and now that I'm wearing dresses to church like you asked me to, you're still mad. I don't get it. Should I get a job so I can buy clothes? No, I'm not allowed to work. Who would watch the kids? These are the things. These are the weird games that they would play. They even played it when I was in college. College, for the first time, I wore leggings as pants. Not underneath something, but as pants was in college. And I felt like I was sinning. I was like, when I put on my first pair of leggings and wore it out of my dorm room, I felt like Billy Badass. I was like, oh my god, if my parents could see me, they'd kill me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just acclimate them. They're gonna have to get used to this. I wore a hoodie and a pair of leggings back to home on the flight home, and when I got off, my dad went, your body's not built for those. Do you know why? Because he was mad, because I had an ass. And he happened to see it, and he was mad. He was irritated. Why does my daughter have a body? Why can't I cover it? And I was like, fuck you. This is so comfy. I cannot believe you would rob me of these creature comforts. I cannot believe this. And it's not like I went home and wore a bikini. It's not like I went home and wore a crop top. I just wore a pair of leggings. And he was like, put your ass away. I was like, it's just there. I'm sorry, Father Bonbon. I just have an ass. It would still be this visible in a pair of jeans. It is an ass. And it is there. I'm sorry. But also, no, I'm not. Why are you looking? And then I would have church members come up and be like, oh, I remember when you were like this in high school and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? I said one time to one of the men who was like, you were just like this in high school. I said, why were you looking at me? And they never brought that shit up again. I just said, why were you? I said, oh, that's weird. That I was a child then. Why were you looking at me? I was confrontational. I've always been confrontational. My parents raised a menace and then got mad whenever I'd fight back. I was like, you made me this way! What do you want? Sena got great genes, aside from the whole being a ginger part. That's the best part! Duh! Father Bonbon made a stack daughter and he want her in a burqa. Literally. I would have worn a burqa if they could have afforded to buy one. I don't give a shit. Put me in whatever. It's clothes. They're clothes. I mean, I like to look fashionable. I prefer it, but like, at the end of the day, it's just clothes. If someone makes fun of me for clothes, I'm shitting on you. Fuck you. That's so superficial. It's like more superficial than anything else. Sena Muslim? Inshallah. No, they just look comfy as shit. Like, and I know that the material is usually really like buttery soft. Can you imagine you just walking around in like buttery soft clothes all day that are loose and not form-fitting, and you're just like loose in there? You're like, ah, yes, sway, sway, sachet. That shit's nice. That shit's nice. Shit is so nice. It looks nice. Imagine you don't even have to like really get ready for the day. You just put that shit on. Hides everything. All sins are forgiven. You put on just a big fucking pair of lashes and you're good to go. It's like, me? No me? Just eyes. Just eyes. There's no Sena. There's just eyeballs. Hello. Don't even need to wear a face mask because your whole face is masked. Love that shit. The pink yogurt commercial fashion. Listen, I don't give a shit about fashion for the most part. If I have something that I like to wear, it's usually like... There's been an aesthetic I've enjoyed a lot lately. I like gorpcore and I like whimsical goth, okay? I like active wear and I like gothic shit, okay? That's it. I dress normal, I guess. I don't know. I don't dress super girly unless I have plans or just feel like looking good that day. I don't know. I just don't. It's never been my thing, ever. One of those. Yep. Normcore. Yup. You're a goth? I love goths. I would, I don't know. Whimsical goth is like a 90s aesthetic. I really like the way it looks. Like, think Phoebe from Friends, I guess. Or fucking Sabrina Teenage Witch. That's me. That's how I like to dress. Or Glorpcore, yes. But yeah, Sena, my AI can't do so much at once. Put it in overdrive, Celis! Let's go! It's you and me, brother! But yeah, I got a heckin' binder because people wouldn't stop being weird about me. Plus, it's a hug. That's nice. You gotta be careful, though, because you can actually, like, hurt things if you bind too hard. So, just be careful. But, like, I don't know. I don't think I could do a binder because, like, it makes you look like you have a uniboob. I don't like sports bras either. None of them fucking work. They don't fucking work. Who are those for? That's for the itty bitty titty committee. Alright, that shit don't work. When I go to work out at the gym, I have to wear a real bra and 2 sports bras. And then they stay put. And only then. You mean anime lied to us? Yes! Yes! I have to staple these things down. Shit sucks. It is hell. It is hell. It definitely is. It's not fun having to special order your bras for $60 a piece. Let me tell you, that's not cool. That's not cute. That's not cute. Gravity and age are constantly fighting for their lives against you, and you're hoping to God that somehow your nipples aren't pointing at the fucking ground by the time you're like 30. Yeah. Not fun. Not fun. It's not cute and funny, I'll tell you that much. That is expensive. Yeah, I want to get them reduced. Yep. I actually go to this month to see somebody about it. I'm very hopeful. God damn it, I want my back to stop hurting. Yeah. Reduction, TBA. The issue is that I am a skinty queen, and they are like, you are not fat enough for a reduction, the first doctor told me. Quite literally was just like, you're not fat enough. She was like, I don't even know that there's going to be enough fat to remove. And then she was like, disrobe. She looked at them and was like, holy shit, there's plenty there, but you're still kind of too light for insurance to approve. And I'm like, I'm not shelling out. I'm not shelling out for this shit. Insurance better cover it. These things hurt. Okay? They hurt. They're out of the regular alphabet. They're halfway through the alphabet, my guy. I'm running out of letters here. Yeah, no, and I have those ugly-ass grandma boobs that they frill up a little bit just so they, like, look kind of nice, but you feel bad about yourself. You look in the mirror and you go, why? Going to Victoria's Secret? Yeah, just for underwear. I don't think I've worn a bra from them since freshman year of high school. So, yeah, no, that shit sucks. Let me tell you, chat, I'm sorry, anime lies, but this shit hurts. This shit hurts. Muscle Sena must stay. Yep. I'm a strong girl. I have the muscles. I wish I could somehow transmute this fat sacks on the front of my body into being a little more toned so that way they'd shrink. I've done chest workouts. I can move like The Rock Dwayne Johnson does with my own chest. So there's muscle there. But the buccal fat is just too strong. Sena should transplant them into Pippa. Yeah. She needs them. And that's why I like her flat is justice. Because you know what? That would be justice. Just get a sugar daddy to take care of you. I don't know. I don't like big age differences. That shit scares me. I also, like, can't imagine not working a job. I don't know what I'd do with myself. Stream every day? That's still a job. I don't know what I would do with myself. Doesn't have to be old, just be rich. Don't get complacent. Yeah, I don't ever want to be complacent. I can't. I love rich sugar parent chat. Isn't that just chat? Yeah, isn't that just you? I'm kidding. Keep working out. Yeah, I like working out. I've been working out for years. It's not decreased my cup size ever. So, it is not a fat issue. At all. It is not like this can just be worked off. Nay, nay. So, it's better to have your own life than depend on someone else. Exactly. Yeah. I feel that. I will always want to provide for myself first and foremost. So, I like that independence. When you grow up with parents who breathe down your neck constantly, the idea of having someone else constantly be breathing down your neck is petrifying and not something that I want at all. So, mammary tissue fat is not equal to fat. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Tweedo. Yes. It is not equal to that. So, yeah. Although technically I'm not old enough to like get my mammary stuff looked at, I do have to do like that kind of stuff a bit more. Just because it's like, I don't know. They're weird. They're weird big boobies. And they suck. Financial abuse is a very prominent thing. Yeah, my parents were pretty financially abusive as well. It was part of why I was really upset about my car breaking down. Because it's like, I'd rather sink into debt than ask them for help. Because that will indebt me to them. And I would rather deal with actual financial debt than the emotional debt that I would owe my parents for them paying for something for me. So, that is the type of shit that they do. If you give them an inch, they will take a mile. What are you trying to say, Neil? I hate the American kick out at 18 mentality. I do as well. If I ever have children, they can stay as long as they need. And they always will have a space in my home. What's the point? You know, being a parent is a lifelong commitment. If you cannot make that commitment, don't have children. Simple as. It's not that simple. It is that simple. It really is. Did my parents kick me out at 18? No. In fact, they wanted me to come home. When the schlimmick happened, they wanted me to come straight back home and finish school there. And I didn't originally. I traveled down a bit, stayed with some family for a little bit in Virginia, and then finally trekked all the way back to where I am from. And it was hell on earth living there again. My dad pushed me to be on certain governmental programs in order to benefit you and all these things because I want you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. And it was also he could grift off of me. And, you know, although it didn't do any real financial harm or like even credit harm, it did like, you know, psyche harm, right? And, you know, it sucked. It fucking sucked. And, you know, forcing me to pick up the slack and all of a sudden, you know, be homeschooling my brothers. Like, I'm their parent. And taking care of the home. I came home and the backyard that I had worked so hard to garden and cultivate was filled with debris that I was expected to clean. All the things. And I still worked a job full-time while still going to school and all the things. I still graduated with high honors. And when I had scrimped up enough through, you know, paybacks and whatnot, I was going to move out. And I wrongfully sought out my parents' approval, thinking, you know, it'd be the right thing to do to, you know, discuss it with them because they're my parents and they should love me and have good ideas. I talked to them about it and I was so strongly discouraged from it that, like, I had, like, a full-on breakdown. And then like a couple months later, my dad was like, why are you still here? I thought you were saving up to get out of here. Why aren't you out yet? And I was like, you're the one who told me to stay longer. And my dad would always play these like games where it would be like, he'd be like, you can't really accomplish this. And then I'd accomplish it. And he'd be like, well, I just said that to push you to accomplish it. Like, he always like does this type of shit where it's just like, I don't know, as a little girl, he was like my hero, right? Like, I had a great relationship with him. But, like, as an adult, I'm just, like, I don't know. And it's, like, kind of sad, but it's just, like, for you guys, you're like, oh, that's sad, right? But, I've hit a point where, like, yeah, I can cry over it sometimes. But for the most part, like, I'm not getting choked up. This is just my reality. Like, it just is what it is. It really is. It's just an is what it is kind of thing. So now you need a biscuit and some greens. Come over here, my friend. You need some greens, some collard greens. I'm not the biggest fan of greens because they can get really slimy, but they have great flavor. But I don't know. Oh, I'll never give up. Please. I can make those jokes, but at the end of the day, I see no reason to give in. So, but like, yeah, I don't know. My parents are just, they're kind of crazy. They're just kind of crazy. And it's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to like feel bad about it at this point. Because it just is what it is. It just is what it is. So I'm going to be overcooking your greens. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't had greens in a minute. Maybe I'd like it more. The last time I had greens, I wasn't even an adult. So remember, you can love someone, but you don't have to like them, especially when it comes to family. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Where it's just like, I have to, like, as painful as it is, especially with my dad, I have to love him from afar. And it does suck, because, like, in a lot of ways, he was just someone who I always, like, loved and respected. And now that, like, the curtain's been pulled, it's like, oh. Huh. And I never had, like, this, like, misconception that my parents are, like, perfect, right? I never had that misconception. But, like, for him to turn out so shitty, I was just like, oh. That's kind of sad. Because, like, my dad used to be, like, my favorite parent, my favorite person, where it was just, like, he was so fucking funny, dudes. He was so funny. And, like, all my friends were like, oh, my God, Sena, I love your dad. And I feel like, me too. And now I'm at a point where it's just, like, I look at it and I go, you know what? That was wrong. Why did he say that? Why did he do that? Was wrong. Not even just, like, that was mean or that was ugly. Like, that was just wrong. Like, he's done some crazy ass shit. Like, crazy ass shit. That, like, I'm so certain that, like, little baby Sena would have been like, that's not my dad. My dad would never do that. That's a monster. That's not my dad. He must have been replaced. And for me personally, it's easier to, like, separate his actions and words as as he is now from who he was then. Because if I can't, then I can't fucking cope. And if I can't cope, then I can't live my life. Simple as. So it's just like, it's, you know, it's a little sad, but it is what it is. And like, it's not necessarily like you know, sorry if this is trauma dumping. I don't want to, like, do that per se, but it's like, meh. You know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn, and then you go on the internet and you tell, you know, a group of people your weird ass conspiracy theories, and you, like, laugh it out. Never gave a damn about my parents. Been raised by my grandparents. That's nice. On the contrary, I feel like them raising me was a drain on their golden years. I'm sure they don't feel that way. I would have hated being raised by my grandparents. I think they would have been worse than my parents, though. Your parents are just people, too. You eventually realize that as you grow up. Oh, I feel like I always knew my parents were just people. They never, like, made me feel like they were heroes and, like, you know, infallible. But they're extremely dishonest people. They're very dishonest. They lie to themselves so much that they believe their own bullshit, and then they project it out onto the world. And my dad is the kind of prideful, haughty guy who thinks he can do no wrong. So, it is what it is. I mean, there's only so many is what it is. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't know. It just doesn't matter. You know, he has his life. He's led his life. And clearly he is not happy with where he is. And that is on him. Frankly, that's on him. There's not much I can do about it. There's not much anybody can do about it. He's just an unhappy fella. So, to be fair, a lot of people think they can do no wrong. Yep. AI likes Sena boing boing now. Pain shared as divided. I like to hear people struggle because it makes me feel like I'm not alone having problems with something. So, yeah, my parents are just, I don't know, he got into that position himself. Yeah, he really did. Because, like, sometimes I'm like, was my dad always like this? And I just was a young and dumb kid and never realized? Or what? What did he say that is bad? He said a lot of things. when I was a 6th grader, I was thrown into homeschool without having any contact with my friends at all. And I was a very nervous and shy kid. As much as I was like a tomboy, and I was still very much a bully back then, I definitely teased the shit out of my friends. I was always shy about the more serious things, and then I had a cell phone, and I had permission to ask for people's phone numbers, and I didn't. I figured I'd see them in middle school, and it wouldn't matter. So on the last day of school, when I could have gotten everybody's phone numbers in my little yearbook, I didn't. And then I was thrown into homeschool out of nowhere after I'd already signed up for all my classes. And that was the end of it. I had no access to the friends I had made. I was stuck with the few kids who were at my church, and that was not a lot. The few friends I had made in the neighborhood. And my dad, in all of his wisdom, while I was in the 6th grade, was very angry when I was still hanging out with my neighborhood friends. We lived in a cul-de-sac, and the kids from the other side of the neighborhood would come over to our cul-de-sac because it's safer to play in a cul-de-sac, and we'd play kickball most of the time, or we'd sit in the grass and play on our DS's, and that was about it. Every once in a while, I would, have someone inside the house and we'd play the Wii. It was innocent fun. There was almost never anything bad going on. My one friend, she had a potty mouth because her whole family had potty mouths. My dad hated her for it, even though he has a potty mouth, and I subsequently have a potty mouth. And she would bring over her friends who became my friends, and we'd all play kickball together. Well, one time, while we were playing kickball, my dad pulled me aside and told me to say goodbye to everybody and tell them to go home because he had just come in. And this was when he was still working. He stopped working in like the 8th grade. So he came in, and he was like, all right, Sena, it's time to wrap up. I was like, oh, okay. And he seemed a little angry, and I couldn't, I was like, why is he angry? When I went out, he was like, all whatever. The baby was there. My older brothers were there. And he goes, I need to talk to you about something rather serious. And I was like, what's going on? And, I'm like, 11? 6th grader's 11, right? He goes, how much do you pay her? And I said, what? And he said, how much do you pay her? I said, pay who? And he said, your friend. I'm like, I don't pay her. Pay her for what? And he said, how much do you pay her to bring those boys around? And, as a 6th grader, I was like, what? How, what does that mean? What does that mean? I was like, what? He's like, how much do you pay her to bring those boys around? And I said, I don't have any money. Why would I pay her to bring, they're my friends. Why would I pay her to bring them around? They just come around. And he's like, there's no way. Why do they come around here then? I'm like, because they're my friends. He's like, how much do you pay them? And I said, why would I pay them? And he's like, boys don't just hang out with girls. I'm like, they do, and they always have. We have always played kickball. We were just playing kickball. And it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing of you're slutting yourself out and you're doing some sort of money scheme and then having sex with these boys. And I didn't even know what sex was. I hadn't even had my period yet. I was a little girl. So, oh, no way, the projection, potentially, I don't know. One time he had a huge fight with my mom. My parents used me as a family therapist. They don't believe in therapy, even though my mom's in the medical field. And they will use me as a sounding board and talk shit on each other to me, and I'm the mediator. And one point, my dad came to me, and he wanted it to be confidential, and said, he said, hey, I don't trust your mom. And I was like, you don't work. She pays all of your bills. She takes care of us. She works day and night like a fucking dog for you. What do you mean you don't trust her? And I was so, angry that he would tell me something like that, that I, of course I fucking told her. Fuck him. I told her. I was like, I don't know what you guys were fighting over. I just think that, something's going on, and he said some shit, and she was like, what'd he say? And I was like, he said he doesn't trust you, and he's never trusted you. And it was a whole thing. Gotta love being used as a pawn by parents. Yeah. Oh yeah, when I was a little girl, I'd be talked to by one side and I'd go to the other side, and then my mom would be like, you're gonna be the cause of our divorce, just you wait. It was like a whole thing. It was always something. And they wonder why I'm like so fucking anxious I have to be on meds for it. like even now talking about it, like I'm not crying, I'm not upset, I'm just like sweating. I'm sweating even now. Even now, actively, my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Wacky stuff, bro. Yeah, no. I have one older brother, the mentally ill one, who is like now my best friend, would call me a slut, and my dad would like do nothing to defend it. My brother would push me down the stairs. I cried, and I said, Dad, aren't you gonna do something? He was right there sitting on the couch. I was like, aren't you gonna do something? And he's like, are you done? I said, done with what? Done crying. So, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, no, I did not have like the best upbringing, guys. It was, I don't know, it was just manipulation central, and it is a blessing I made it out, and am even halfway normal. I mean, you're not normal, you're a VTuber, but you know, I was a VTuber, I wasn't a VTuber for 23 years, and then I was fine. And if I stop being a VTuber, I'll still be fine. So, what the fuck? Yep, he did what? Sending Sena love, thanks. I feel bad because it does feel a little trauma dumping, but it is kind of nice to tell like a group of people and see everybody spamming what the fuck, because it's like, okay, yeah, okay, cool, that wasn't normal, got it, yep, oh yeah, the shit that my parents put me through, and they didn't put my younger brothers through it though, so it's like, that's nice at least, but it's not like it's better. They just ignore my brothers and buy them off. So my brothers have free reign to the point where like my kid brother is kind of a dirtbag. He's kind of like already a bad person. But if anybody provide for it, not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. That's a good one. Yep. No wonder you want a house for you and your little brothers. Yep, when I first went to college, my whole entire goal was to collect as much evidence against my parents as humanly possible. And go to court for them. That was like my original plan. But, you know, that's hard to do when there's still love there and you don't want to burn that bridge. Like, even now I'm not fully ready to burn that bridge. And, like, my little brothers, you know, they don't see it because they can't. When you're in it, you can't see it. You just end up feeling shitty and, like, it's your fault. But, like, the second you get out of that household, it's like that household is a cancer, right? And the second you get out, you go, that wasn't right. That was not okay. And I might be okay, but that was not cool. And, like, my one older brother got out later than I did. It took him a while to graduate high school because of his learning disabilities, and when he finally got out and he's on his own now, he would, like, just text me and be like, remember when mom said / did this? Remember when dad / did this / said this? And I'd be like, yeah. And he'd go, that was really fucking evil. And I'd be like, yeah. Yeah, it fucking was. It was really awful. You're right. You are right, Bobo Bonbon. That was shitty. So, like, I don't know. It all kind of becomes clear the further you stay away from there. And the second you get back, it's like, it just infects you all over again. And it's like, God damn it, I don't know. My older brother told me that, like, my mom might visit me during, like, before or after my birthday week. And I'm so glad he told me, because first of all, I hate surprises like that. Don't just show up unannounced at my house. This is my sanctuary. Second off, like, now I can't stream for a week. Fuck you. But, like, third off, like, why would you think that's a gift? Like, just wish me well, like, acknowledge that I exist and move on. You don't. Why? Why would you think that's a gift to show up at my doorstep unannounced? Bye, Mixie. I'm off. I wish you well and all the good vibes I can muster. Thank you. Thanks for coming. So, I genuinely rather have been born with a swastika birthmark on my chest or face or something. I don't know. I, like, as bad as it is, I wouldn't change it because genuinely it contributed to who I am today. And not to be, like, fucking, vanity, but I like who I am. I like who I am today. I do. I like who I am. Project Paperclip? Bless you for your stories and openness, Sena. You're the best. I like you too, Sena. Thanks. I don't know. Like, it's whatever. You know, I've been through hell and back with my family and with other things that I will probably never be able to talk about on stream just because it is very uncomfortable for a lot of people, and that is not my aim. But it's like, it's whatever. It's whatever. Like, I am who I am because of the experiences that helped mold me, from the things that I could look at and go, I don't want to be like that. Because, like, as a little kid, I was, like, an annoying, mean little shit. I was a really, like, not even, like, hee ha ha poke fun at you shit. I was a mean little shit. But, like, having little brother softened that, ice heart. And then being fucking verbally, emotionally, and physically abused was like, oh shit. I am tired of being a little shit because life is too short, and I want people to be nice to me, and I want to be nice to people, and I want to have a good impact on people because, Jesus, the world is bleak, and even my parents are mean. Third eye open kind of take? Maybe? I don't know. Takes some courage to open up so much to a bunch of randos on the internet. You're pretty cool, not going all things. Good mindset. I don't know. Oof. Yes. Very oof. A very big oof. So, it's its own thing. The world is bleak, but it only takes one to become a ray of sunshine within the darkness. Oh, wow. Tell us more. Wow, let me think. More what? I could tell you more sad dad stories, or, I don't know. Or I can wrap up, I don't know. Sad dad story, my dad tried to choke me out when I was on my drive home from church when I was on my learner's permit. That is a true story. We were all joking around on the way home from church about laryngitis because we went to a Christian concert and the singer had laryngitis, and he was joking about knowing how to get laryngitis, and I was driving home. And my mom was driving the passenger next to me, and he was sitting behind me, and my little brothers and older brothers were in the back, because we had a van. Obviously, when you're a big family, you have a van. And he said something about laryngitis, and I laughed, and we were all laughing. I said, you don't know how to get laryngitis. Because I think he said something along the lines of, like, what if I had laryngitis? And I was like, you don't know how laryngitis happens, or something along those lines. And he said, oh yeah, want me to show you? And I was laughing. And then he just reached forward and choked me. And I swerved all over the road. Mom had to grab hold of the wheel. And it was like a whole thing. By the time I got home, I was so worked up and like dry heaving and crying that I slammed the car into park. Mom's like, just park in the fucking driveway. And I was like, no! And I parked that shit. And I was like, you're lucky these kids are in here, or I'd kill us all. Yeah, I was like psycho. I went like bananas. I was like, how dare you? You are my father. You're not supposed to do that. What the fuck? And then I literally insane. I went into the house. This is cringe. You gotta stop. Yeah. I mean, you could click out. This is my stream, brother. So, yeah. I slammed it apart, and I ran inside the house and locked the door and barricaded it with my dresser and the wardrobe, and I sat in there as I listened to them pound on the door until everybody calmed the hell down. But yeah. Hello, I just out here. What did I get into? Can I get a recap, please? We went over all of my fun little theories, and now we're just trauma dumping. But these were the theories. The explanation of what I was going to get into, the moon landing and space travel, terrorism in the USA, what the fuck are birds, Nephilims, secret societies, time travel, aliens, flat earth, as above, so below, wrap up. And we are in the middle of wrap up. So. The moon is an egg. But, yeah. Height thanks. No problem. It's a normal reaction to being fucking choked while driving. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Like, shit's fucking cringe, but, like, it is what it is, and it happened, and I'm okay, and it doesn't really matter. But yeah, what a ride. Yes, no kidding. So, I thought the Nephilim were a modern fantasy thing. Is it a modern fantasy? I don't know. The Nephilim is, like, you know, fallen angels and giants and things like that. Dude, what a ride indeed, yeah. But, I mean, that's just one more story. Happy story. I used to draw all of my friends by memory. Oh, thanks for the gift of memberships. Thanks, Lyra. I used to draw people from memory. It's still something I actually really like to do. And it used to creep people out, which I was surprised by. I used to draw people from memory, and I had pairs of sneakers. I would buy the cheap white Vans from Walmart for like $5. And I would draw all of my friends on the sides, and then I'd wear them to school for orchestra, and then I'd show them, and they'd be like, that's weird but cool. I was just a weird kid. I was a weirdo. I remember this boy I had a crush on in, like, elementary school. Still remembered me when I went to high school for orchestra, and I would stick around during the lunch period because my dad thought the classes were that long. Lucky me. So I got actual human interaction outside of church, and I would get in there, and like, this guy came up to me out of nowhere, and I recognized him as, like, my little elementary school crush because he looked exactly the same in the face. And he was like, Sena? And I was like, you? He had, like, a basic white boy name, like, I don't know, Zach or something. And I was like, Zach? Hello? Hi. And he was like, and he wasn't cute to me anymore, by the way. I was like, not feeling it. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. That's irrelevant. He goes, can I talk to you for a second? And I was like, why? And he was like, just a second. And I stepped away from my little friend group, and he's like, why are you hanging out with these people? And I was like, what the fuck? I haven't seen you since 5th grade. Why are you talking to me about who I'm hanging out with in 10th grade when you haven't seen me in literally years? And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, you're pretty. You could be with some of us kids over here. And I was just like, what? What does that mean? And he's like, I don't know how to tell you this. You might not know, but these are the weird kids. And I was like so offended on their behalf. I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, I'm one of the weird kids. What do you mean? And he was just like, I don't know. I just want you to know it's not a good look for you. And I was just like, I'm homeschooled. There is no looks. I go home and people forget I exist. What do you mean? Yeah. Oh, thanks for the other gifted memberships. Thanks. What's this? Holy shit. Wow. Oh, so he was a douche. Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. So, speech 0. But yeah. Sena is pretty weird. Pretty and weird. Oh, God. You love to see it. He has that negative charisma. LOL, you're too pretty for the weird kids. I was just like, I don't know what that means personally. I think that's a little weird. You shouldn't base looks off of how you expect people to be, because, God, some of them end up being actual douches. And some of them end up being fucking weirdos. Who are bound to only exist on the internet. Cinnabare is in a good way. Oh, thanks. Gotta find the right weird kids. Yeah, like, I don't know, we were all just standing in a group eating freaking, like, chicken strips, playing Pokemon on our DS's, trading Pokemon, talking about orchestra, talking about ROTC. Some random noob I've not seen in literally years comes up and goes, "You're too good for this." I'm like, hello? Who are you again? And who are you to me? These are my friends. Take it back. They're drawn on my shoes. So. Basically, everyone is weird in their own way. Yep. No, Jason, meds cost money, but yeah. So, let's recap. The moon landing didn't happen. We'll never go to the moon. It isn't real. Terrorism is a byproduct of the US government orchestrating things in order to capitalize on fear and farm sheeple. Birds could potentially be surveillance weapons. Nephilims, giants, live among us and maybe are us. Secret societies are real and they don't want you to know about them. And the ones that you don't know about are the worst ones. Time travel is potentially real. Aliens could potentially be angels. Time travelers who look like, why does Nicolas Cage and Leonardo DiCaprio look like these guys from the 1800s? They could be Nephilims who have lived for millennia, hundreds of years, centuries, I don't know. Flat Earth and the firmament. Okay, the Earth is flat with a firmament on top. And the ocean is space. Goodbye. And good night.